Matrix Resurrections will bring with it the return of one of the most influential duos in film history, Neo and Trinity. These red pills gave their lives for humanity. They reached Machine City and brought peace. Now they are back and appear to be trapped in another similar Matrix many years later. In the trailer, we see how Neo is attacked by law enforcement, and in another moment, we see Trinity seemingly with powers. Does Trinity now have the powers of the anomaly? Today we're going to discuss Trinity's powers in Matrix Resurrections. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
As a parent, if you had the choice, you would be with your children all day, every day. But many times you don't have that choice, and your day-to-day responsibilities obligate you to leave them in the hands of someone else. A search for the perfect caretaker can be difficult, but your search is over. Welcome to Oracle's Daycare, a place where every child is special. Here, your child can develop the necessary skills to face tomorrow's hardships, such as reading, learning to play chess, levitate objects with their mind, bend spoons, develop culinary skills with the house chef, and discuss incomprehensible philosophy.
There is no spoon. Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself.
You have already made the choice to bring your child to this wonderful daycare. It's up to you to understand why. Oracle's Daycare, where every child has potential.
In the Matrix 4 trailer, there are several moments where it seems that Trinity has powers. The first is when Trinity and Neo meet and don't recognize each other.
Hi.
Have we met?
We don't know if Trinity is pretending not to know Neo, or if their memories were simply erased by the machines. The second is when Neo tries to touch Trinity's hand, but she rejects him. Apparently, at the beginning of the movie, Neo tries to get closer to Trinity, but she is wary of Neo. This changes later in the trailer when Trinity and Neo are on a motorcycle together. In this part of the movie, we assume that Trinity has remembered who she was based on her writing skills and maneuverability. We also see her fighting the same group of law enforcement. Here is where we begin to suspect that Trinity has powers. When Neo fights the young Morpheus in the dojo, Neo unleashes a massive shockwave that destroys the dojo. This is a new skill. But pay attention, and you will see that Trinity uses a similar attack on the cops. She is punching them, and the cops are flying all over the place. The third clue that Trinity may have powers is when she screams. Her screaming could also be a new type of power, since the sonic boom from her scream generates multiples of herself. At least we thought they were all multiples of herself. Some of the multiples are Jessica Henwick. So now we don't understand how this ability works, or how it is connected to Henwick's character, Bugs. Later we see some kind of light emanating after Neo touches Trinity's hand. There are other clips in the trailer where Neo tries to touch her hand, but when they are surrounded by cops, they finally touch hands, and something big happens. This light that we just mentioned causes an explosion, sending cops flying in all directions. Then we move on to the part where the duo jumps off a building. We don't see what happens to them after they jump, but we know that one of them flies away, holding on to the other. All the clues pointing that Trinity has powers in the simulation are on the table. But out of curiosity, is there anything in the original trilogy that validates Trinity gaining powers in Matrix 4? Or is this just another case of a Mary Sue character? Some of Trinity's first escapades were mentioned in the Matrix comic title, The Man Who Knew Too Much. In this comic, there is a news article reporting on the infamous Trinity who hacked into the IRS database. This was before Trinity woke up from the Matrix. She was famous among the hacker community, so to speak. When she became a red pill, she met Neo. Much to his surprise, he discovered that Trinity was a woman.
See, Trinity? That cracked the IRS base.
That was a long time ago.
Jesus.
What?
I just thought, you were a guy.
Let's not forget that Neo is also a hacker and an employee of one of Megacity's most important companies, Metacortex. So Neo knowing of Trinity means that she was a big deal. Also, the IRS in the Matrix is possibly controlled by the machines, so Trinity hacking into this highly protected database made her a big target for the agents. Once Trinity becomes a red pill, she goes from being an infamous hacker to one of the most valuable red pills. She, along with Niobe, are two of the most powerful red pills in Matrix canon, capable of taking on agents and possessing great abilities to elude programs that wish to kill them. Trinity and Niobe are possibly on an equal level, but Trinity has an advantage over Niobe, and that is her connection with Neo. We previously explained how the Oracle manipulated Trinity and Neo's relationship so that the one would choose a human over all of humanity. Neo was carrying the anomaly's code, but Trinity was the one who activated it after she kissed him. Neo comes back to life, launches himself into Smith, and copies part of his code onto him, causing Smith to become a virus. When Neo reaches the Architect, he is forced to choose between saving humanity or saving Trinity from certain death. Neo breaks the cycle and goes to save Trinity, but he was too late. Trinity dies. However, Neo uses his powers to restart her heart, modifying her residual self-image in the process. When Neo touches Trinity's heart, literally, a white light that looks like an electrical discharge comes out of Neo's hands and spreads inside Trinity. This energy is the anomaly's code, and it's precisely this that gave Smith his new powers. So Neo could have given Trinity new powers as well. Trinity never got to discover if she gained any new powers because she would later die in the Logos. Or so we thought. According to the trailer, the machines found her and hooked her up to a new pod, and so Trinity is back inside a simulation. So logically, what happens next is that she manifests powers similar to Neo's in the simulation. Not because the creators simply want to just turn Trinity into the greatest one ever, but because it is expected to happen. The seeds were planted a long time ago. Trinity is one of the most important characters in the Matrix, and like Smith, her contact with the anomaly's code will turn her into something new. Will she become more powerful than Neo? As a hacker, Trinity exceeded Thomas Anderson's skills, but in combat, Neo proved to be stronger than Trinity and Morpheus from the beginning, so much so that he surprised the Nebuchadnezzar's crew.
Jesus Christ, he's fast. Take a look at his neurokinetics, they're way above normal.
Whether Neo was modified by the machines or had a natural biological advantage, Neo's brain is better adapted for combat. But regardless, Trinity and Neo complement each other. Now there are rumors that we could see Trinity's origin in Matrix 4, which would be exciting. However, there is the possibility that the woman we saw in the trailers is not Trinity. Who is she then? That's for another video. But do you agree? Does Trinity have powers in the simulation because Neo copied part of his code into her, just like he accidentally did to Smith? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.